Yeah, it could have rolled away. We'll have to go get some more coal. Alright, so yeah, now I do need to be careful since we don't have any coal sitting around. Get the pneumatic drill put away as well. We'll clean this up later. All right. Get the tool belt back on. Let's get rid of the odds and ends here. Stick these back over here. All right, and we'll get our proper building materials stockpiled in here. Definitely wiring. What do we got up there? Frames and sheets. Sheets over there. Frames stacked. And walls, sure. Alright, crate's empty. Let's dismantle this thing. I forget if it was the... I think it's the drill? Alright, and that turns it into an actual object. We can put it back up later if we want. For now, go over to that miscellaneous box. Hey, look, more iron walls. Sure, give me that. What do we got? Scrubber package, air conditioner package. Let's put that back away. Oh, I think we'll put you over here for now. Food and water and stuff. Flag kit and fire extinguisher. This lane is crap, I'll figure out later. Portable generator. Definitely need to keep that somewhere useful. Let's put you... Guess I could just deconstruct the box and everything would spill out, but let's not do that. All right, airlock stuff.
Power low.
Yeah. All right, sun's up. Never mind. We're going to finish this up a little bit later. Hit crate. All right, let's go mining. I need to go get some coal. Okay, take our belts. Let's make sure we turn this thing on. Battery is sort of charging. All right. So we found coal not far away, and that might be coal right there. I don't know if we dug up all the coal. I think it was in that hole right there. Let's go see if there's still some over here real quick. I just need to make sure we get that battery recharged. Are you coal or some other material? Uh-oh. Did I burn the battery on this thing? There is no battery. Okay. Swap you out and pull the battery from my... Yeah. Alright, coal. I don't think there's going to be a ton of it in here. Went down further than I expected. Yeah, I need to do a survey of my batteries when we get back. Make sure I get them rotated out and recharged. Quite a bit more coal down here still than I thought. Alright, I think that's enough for now. Alright, so we're back to power gen being greater than draw. That is not on. That is not on currently. Let's more iron going. Let that battery recharge. That one is full. Let's grab that out and swap that one. Oops. Swap that one in. Swap back to our tool belt real quick. So, you have no battery. You run on gas. You're doing fine still. All right, I think batteries, we need the electronics printer. At a guess, I don't think batteries were part of this. Nope, no batteries. F1, pause. Battery. Station battery large. Able to store up to big number watts of power. Wise to use cable coil heavy. And requires battery large kit. Oh, so you get the kit in the build states. So the kit first, and then a welding torch and steel sheets, and then electronic parts. So yeah, we definitely need electronic parts in portion of this. So what's the kit require? I want the station large battery kit, I guess. We're using battery cells, small and large currently. Let's just stick with those. I'll figure out that other stuff later. So yeah, electronics printer. Gold, copper, and ooh, steel. All right, so no batteries until we get the other furnace up and we start producing some steel. At least not the large ones. Small cell, same. Electronics printer, yes, but no steel required. All right, good to know. Were we missing anything? Now that I got some coal back, get coal on the wall. Open my inventory here. All right, so that's done. Close that up. Okay. More iron in the hopper. We got more organization to do. I want to go grab more materials while the sun's up. We never did find copper. Actually, I do need to go. Gotta go get some copper. All right, let's go find some copper real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Still haven't charged? Okay, don't put large batteries in this thing apparently. 43%. How are we doing over here? You are you're at 100. Cool. All right, so now we have a spare large battery in our inventory. I'll let that charge up. Speaking of, hydration low, suit power low. Suit power is 3 or 31%. Okay, swap that out. This battery into this other slot on the charger. All right, I'm starting to figure some of this stuff out. That was gold, I believe. Or is that copper? It's kind of greenish. It is copper. All right. Well. Oh, here we go again. Damn it. Batteries, batteries, batteries. Oops. Left click, grab the battery, drag it in. Oh, get the mining belt back on. I'm not sure how much copper I need for electronics. I want to get the door on if I can. The airlock. Get that figured out, and then we'll do an electronics printer and the furnace. I think that's the order of events that I want to go through. I would like to go get another stack of copper, though, or another stack of coal. Make sure I can keep generating power on demand for the battery recharges. This is probably more copper than I'm going to use for a while. Alright, let's stop there. We lost the light already. Oh crap. I did not turn on the beacon. There's the lander. So from the lander and the slope down, we had our stockpile there, so it should be back over that direction. Yeah. Gotta really keep an eye on the sun position and when it's going to get stupid dark. Oh, I did have it on. Alright, we would have been okay. So at least we got the coal. Or the copper, I mean. Yeah, sure, let's feed some copper in. Why not? That's kind of weird the way it jumped forward like that. Okay, battery small is full. Let's get you. Now let's put the other material away. I'm not sure if actually burning yourself on these radiators is a thing. I haven't tried actually stepping into them. I also don't know if there's like equipment degradation. I believe there's food spoilage, but I don't think there's like your suit wearing out or anything like that. Yeah, I got to get used to transferring the item to my hand and not clicking and trying to drag it. Alright. Yeah, you're out of coal. We are slightly draining battery power at 85. Should we get the gas canisters moved in? I guess we should. Things are starting to shape up. Alright, where's the handhold? Down there? Up there it is. Okay. Let's finish unloading the gear and keep feeding this thing when it finishes each node. I think I can bring this inside now. We've got, oh yeah, let's finish grabbing stuff. You out of here, you out of here. Very carefully pick these two things up. So it says left mouse pickup versus the top left mouse arm. Be very careful. Use the pickup choice. 6 mining charges. Those work as you would expect. Drop them, arm them, walk away, and they go boom. Dig a big hole, and you go down into the crater and pick up all the ore of whatever type you dropped it on. We'll use one as an experiment here in a bit. For now, in you go. Alright, so this stuff. Another APC. The vents, the airlock, the kit door, the active vent, the piping. I know that's all used. The sensor. Yeah, pretty much everything in here is used for getting the airlock. I'm going to just close that and leave it there for the moment. Hydroponics. kind of feel like I need one more shelf. Give me another locker. And we'll put the food stuff at the end down there. Hydroponics and food and water items. I think I'm going to need more of this for general tools and kits and stuff. Alright, switch the recipe. That way it won't build another one. Suit can get damaged, but not from just wearing it. I know the duct tape is used to, like, fix holes in your helmet and maybe your suit, I guess. I don't know what things will trigger that kind of damage and that need. Alright, that is the correct orientation. What do you think? Could I get one more in there? I think I might be able to get one more in there. Switch it back to the locker. Let's go back to iron. How we doing? 73. We're okay. Will it fit? It will fit. Alright, I like it. So we got, what, 5 lockers across that space? Across a 4-frame space. Nice and tightly, right up against each other. Cool. Let's go ahead and get the hydroponic stuff tossed in there. Grow light. Yeah, I don't really care what order they go in this case. Alright, this stuff I'm still going to leave in that form, so give me my drill. Do I not have batteries in my hand drill? No batteries in the hand drill. Small battery? Small battery. 41%, huh? Have some copper.
Hydration critical.
I hear you. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that problem. I think we used almost all of our drink last time. 5. 29%. Now we have an empty water bottle. Yeah, we got to get that solved as well. We have a container of water here. We just need to set up a process in order to get the water out of here and into a bottle. We'll work on that a little bit. In the meantime, let's go ahead and put it over here. Alright, so we got our 4 boxes right there, crate kits. We're down to just our containers for liquids and gas, and that 1 box here, most of which we're going to use for the airlock. Figuring how that works. Alright. No scary messages. I got the 1 battery there. That one's almost full again. And we got a small here as well. Who's missing a battery? You're missing a battery. You still have your battery. think we got all the batteries reinserted. Get that swapped out. All right. How we doing? Waiting on that. Got coal powering things. Don't think I need anything in the autolave. Actually, does this thing make the other devices, like the electronics one? Yep, sure does. What do we need? We need to feed in some gold. All right, let's feed in some gold next. And we'll see if we can get the electronics kit placed down, probably over here. Turn off various screens I don't need. Go ahead and get this copper fed in. What are we up to? 120 iron and 100 copper. So we'll get a little gold in there and we'll see what we can make. Organized. All right, so doors. I want... What do I want? I want... Sensors. There we go. Kit doors, stack of 2. When we deploy them, we've got glass door, composite roll cover, manual hatch, and manual floor hatch. Different reasons for each, I'm sure. I believe I just want the composite door. Some of these doors will allow cables to pass through, some won't. I believe the composite will let my wiring pass through no problem. And if I remember a guide I saw, I want the connectors on the inside of the door. So that'll be our external door. Placement is blocked by cable straight. Is it now? Okay, so we're going to have to fix that, are we? Does it only allow pass-through of the cable at certain points? I don't know how that works. Okay, cancel that. Let's put some things away. What are you? Oh, the road flares. All right, I gotta grab my rubber tool. That's kind of funny looking. Okay, I'm not sure what tool we're going to need to get the door installed. All right. Welder. Plastic sheets in the right hand. Glass, plastic. Glass sheets and a crowbar. Alright, go ahead and force them open with the crowbar for the moment. Alright, doors are complete. Put you away. Uh-oh, I got a tool that wandered off. Yep, my welding torch. Tools are away, glass is back. Give me my... Consolidate that. Okay, so doors are in. What else? What we haven't looked at in a while is this thing here. Looks like we finished a few categories, like build small, what was that? Create an ingot in the arc furnace. We got the basic power stuff done. Auto lathe on arc furnace. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Build more printers. That we're going to be working on. Build a stacker. Fill a room with oxygen. Also going to be working on that. They're not telling me about getting a door in the airlock set up, though. I mean, kind of hard to do this without a proper door. Room with a door. Glass composite manual hatch. Huh. They're not teaching me about the airlock at the moment. Alright, we'll muddle our way through. Gold ingot on the ground? Yeah. It's not going anywhere. But we'll go ahead and get it fed into the printer. Alright, let me think about this. So, looking at the kit stuff, I know we need the active vent and the passive vent. So that we put the active vent inside here, we put a passive vent in this room, close to each other. We have to run piping between them, put a sensor on the wall. The sensor will detect the atmosphere content, and when we try to cycle the airlock, it will, the active vent and a pump will pump the atmosphere out into our main enclosure here, and then the reverse on the return trip. So, we got to get a sensor on the wall. We got to get... Let's see. How's this work? I know the labeler. I vaguely remember the labeling for labeling like the doors and the sensors so you know which ones to assign to the programming system. Does it need its own APC? Passive vent goes on this side. Active vent goes on the other. Let's split these up. So... I'm going to put a passive vent, like right here. And then an active vent, if it'll let me. I'm not sure. Will it let me put it up there? It kind of looks like it's going into the wall. I guess I could put it there. But I also need... I need a sensor position. Alright, so passive vent, which means the active vent needs to go here. I might need to change this wiring. Well, let's see if... Oh, yeah, see, I want to put it there. That would be on the same height level. Can I change this wiring and get this in here? I don't think I can. Not without moving that thing. Guess I could put it there and use a few more pipes. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we have an active vent and a passive vent. Let's see if we can figure out the piping stuff. Pipe kit. Thought it was coming out through the wall. Interesting. So is that... Is that connecting? It does not look like it's connected. Oh, it goes to the top. All right, how do I remove this stuff? A wrench also remove. All right, so it's, there we go. Like so. Then back to straight. Whoa, is that like a long section? Straight 3? Cross junction, T junction, corner. There we go. Single pipe section. So where is the connector point for this thing? Is it down a layer? I think it is down a layer because we had to go up a layer there. I probably would have been okay putting it up here actually. Let's give it a try. Let's see. Put you away. I take you off, which... I need to get a connection out of this thing real quick. So... Does this also come out the top? Maybe that's what's going on. Yep. Alright. Do that in. That means I need to bend this thing. Like so. Yeah, it is going to have to come down a level. Alright. Little goofy. We'll take it for now. Alright, so we've got...
Caution.
What caution? Hygiene caution. Ooh. Yeah, we gotta get an atmosphere in here so I can take my suit off for a little bit. And we need some food too. Yeah, I gotta get this thing wired up. We've got food in the lander, actually. Do we still have food out here? I got everything emptied. All the food would be right there. Grow kit, seeds. Yeah. Let's go to the lander real quick. Alright. Come here, you. And you. Oh, I can kind of see lights in the distance. Gotta get used to those jumps. Did we never run the gold? Did we run the battery out? Yeah, we cut the cable. It's fine. We'll get back to it. All right. Get those needs taken care of. I guess I do need to figure out the wiring here. We need to wire the door in. That means we've got to be able to run wiring across that.
Power low.
Feels like I should be able to run it right across the thing there, but fine. Yeah, let's just try to run it like so. See what happens. That looks a little weird. All right, that's not too bad. That'll work. All right, so we got that back up. Turn you off. I gotta think about how to split stacks too. But let's get this finished first. So let's see. Straight in, straight across. I think that leaves a nub sticking out. That's fine. I don't care for now. Ah. Trying to figure out, how do you split a stack? If I don't want to feed 50 into this thing. Split one, split half. All right, sure. Split half. All right, that'll work. All right, battery's charging while machinery's running. More door stuff. So, we got the venting connected. I need to get a sensor in, and then we need to get like the control panel thing. That says airlock. Is that the circuit board for it, I think? Yeah, that's the console, which we then put that into, and then we program it. And that's the sensor. All right, sensor next. Let's put the sensor... I don't think it really matters where the sensor's at. Maybe I'll just drop it in here and connect it right into the power. Well, that looks dumb. Let's not do that. How do I remove this thing? It's not telling me how to remove the thing. Interesting. Wrench required. Nope, that's the wall. That's the iron frame that's saying to remove with a wrench. At least it seems that's what it's saying. Well, maybe I'm taking a wall down before I can do this. I've done something weird. Deconstruct daylight sensor. Got to get the right tool, but it wasn't telling me the right tool like it usually does, which is what was freaking me out. Alright, let's try this again. So I don't want it outside the wall. I don't think it'll matter if I have to step on it or not. Yeah, screw it. We'll put it on the wall over here.
Air tank low.
Uh-oh. That I do have to figure out. Oh, I don't have the wire cutters. Alright, we gotta figure out this air tank thing right damn now. 97%. Hygiene is bad. Suit power is low. 33%. We should be... Alright, let's figure this out. Oxygen tank. Put these tools away. So... It's got an input slot, and we have an increase, decrease. That's the input slot. So I need to pull the air tank. It's down to 615 kPa. Insert it, turn the dial, let it equalize between the two tanks, and then turn the dial off, and then pull it again. I don't know if I can do that without suffering a problem. I don't think I have any other tanks. Filters, scrubbers, cells, air conditioner, sensor packages. Doesn't look like those have any. Don't think there's any kits down there. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's make a save. Hopefully we have some oxygen like in the helmet that'll last for a little bit. Alright, so we are going to insert the tank. Increase. Alright. Back up to 6,600. And dropping. And we've got our waste tank getting full. We want to empty that once I've got the doors sealed. I need to get this airlock done. Alright. back over here. So yeah, get the airlock done. All right, so we have the sensor on, and it is wired to the network. Does it need to be wired to the vents? It must need to be wired to the vents. Now I'm going to have a problem again. Is it only a daylight sensor? I didn't look at the details. I assumed it was like a multi-function sensor. Is there a different sensor? I know there's a sensor that will work, and it should be in here. That's the only sensor I got. I bet when I install it, I have to select a type. And I selected the default was the wrong one. So let's go ahead and swap back to, what, the power tool? Alright, pick that up. Yeah, 1 of 5. Daylight, motion, gas. That's what we want. We want a gas sensor. Alright, so we have a gas sensor. But again, I think I'm screwed right here. I think I'm going to have to move this thing. Figure out the battery charger later. Alright, so sensors hooked in. Got power for it. We've got it connected to vents. So we can sense the atmosphere. Now we need a control panel. So we're going to need the console. I know we're going to need this thing. And the data card. And the labeler will help. Alright, labeler. Rename composite door. Airlock interior door. I don't think I need this for anything else right now. Okay. Next up, control panel. Sure, looks good. Puts a switch there. Does this thing have? Oops, did I put the battery charger back in? No, console. Get out of here. Circuit board next. Uh... This is a circuit board slot. I mean, it takes that, but now I'm confused. I'm missing something. Data disk slot is there. I know about that. I thought there was glass I have to put over this, though. Do I have to do the programming first? F1, pause. I think this is just the info. Build lock. So kit, airlock. Oh, nope, not that one. It's the console. Circuit board and data disk. Flash sheet. Oh, I was pointing at the wrong spot, apparently. Now I get the glass sheet construct option. You have to have the data disk in to get a... This is being fed off the solar panel and the coal only. It's not got power because I don't have it connected below the battery network. That's what's happening here. All right, I understand. Give me the data disk back. Turn that off. I need to cancel this connection and bring power up from below. Keep that one, and then... All right, now we should have power to it. Still missing something, apparently. Are the systems on? Oh, we have a light in here, apparently. Feels like I'm still not getting power, but we definitely should get power to this. We're not having any problem running power to other devices off of that network. So... go back here. Doesn't look connected. Oh yeah, it might only go up to the middle. I forgot I didn't flip this thing around. So yeah, that's probably correct. We are probably not quite connected. There. Can we connect from the bottom all the way through the device? Hmm. All right, let's change this up a bit. Let's cancel that. Put you away. Gotta pry the glass off. We gotta do it one thing at a time. Pry the glass off. Pull the circuit. And I got too many objects again. Uh-oh. Well, this is going to be a problem if it won't let me pick the card up. Kick it. Kick it. Yeah, this is an issue. No, it's not so much early access challenges as me not having a lot of practice with the interface challenges. So I was going to put this down lower and then bring power from here down into it. I don't think that's going to solve the problem, though. Can put it there. It's still not going to get this card off the ground, though. Maybe pulling the wire behind it will let me access it. Oh, yep, it lit up. All right, that's the thing I wanted to make sure of, that I could get access to that card. The wiring was blocking it. Okay. To this, get that connected again. All right, and then we need